Okay, be patient, folks. We're having a bit of technical. Avmuck just wasn't wanting to cooperate really good well, so it is. It is. I hope Dee sees my message to refresh her page. I don't think she can hear me. Be patient. We're getting there, little by little, little by littles. And sorry to the Discord server that got all of the info at once. Um, I'm gonna get this sent out. I apologize. Evmux was being stupid.
Okay. Is that right? Crazy V? Oh, come on. Seriously?
And now you still can't hear me. What is going
Crazy
on?
V? I have no clue. It's not our fault, folks.
Oh,
This is
hold on. Tell me it wasn't my earbud that went dead. Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Okay, no, I can't hear you. Something's up. Um, 1 second.
Are you winning, son?
We're trying to go live, but now D can't hear me.
I can hear you. Crazy B, I can hear you. You
Okay,
can't.
don't do anything. It's my end. It's my end. It's my end. Hold on. It's my end. I can't hear because of my earbud dead. My earbud died. One moment.
You need to keep them charged
Uh,
or wired.
where's my other earbuds? Hold on. Buddy, I could use some help for a minute. I can't find my other earbuds.
Hello, people. How are you? I
Yeah,
hope
well, I'm holding a hot plate of ramen.
Oh, give me a second. I'll grab it.
we can hear all this
Hold it
crazy B.
without
It's
spilling it.
Whoop.
Not even funny. One
all
moment.
right. Good evening, everybody. Today
Oh
is
my god.
Tuesday, October
Yes, it does.
21st,
You know what?
2025.
Good.
It's
What good?
yeah,
Yeah, go good right now.
Sleep.
Salted broccoli and cheese with a little bit of cauliflower.
TV is
Okay, can you hear
having
me?
uh, we've heard everything that you guys have been saying.
I am so sorry. My earbud died without notifying me. And so everything just went quiet.
Mm-hmm.
And this
There's a
set looks
lot.
like it's about to die too. What the fuck?
Uh-huh. We're gonna have to get you a special Rex Sisters only earbud that's always charged.
Well, I usually have always charged. Buddy, can you do me a favor? I gotta switch to wired headphones.
Uh-oh. We're going old school. She's getting the wires out, people.
In the front audio port. Well, all of these charge.
You. That's a power button.
No, it's at the other end.
I was trying to plug it into like a power button.
Yeah, don't plug it.
Like, why is it going?
1 second while I make my settings right. Oh my god. Okay, now I should be able to hear.
Can you hear now?
Yes, I can. I am so sorry. It's been one of
Alrighty.
those days.
Mm-hmm. Are we ready to rock and roll?
Physically, mentally, or emotionally. Yeah, there.
Okay. Good evening, everybody. Today is Tuesday. It's not Wednesday, as some people thought. It's Tuesday, October the 21st, 2025, at approximately 7:11. We experienced technical difficulties in the beginning from the studio itself, having nothing to do with our mess ups. So we do, however, apologize. Uh, I don't think there's been some issues apparently with what did how did you
Amazon
Amazon?
Web Service,
Okay. You
and
want
it
to
may be
explain that a
affect.
little bit?
Yeah, their internet where their servers and stuff that they host for people to use for internet for their different businesses and stuff, online shops and all that. Well, it kind of took a crap, and now everyone who had their services through, like, even your game systems, EA games, all that stuff, were having troubles because of the Amazon Web Services.
Oh
So
wow.
yeah,
Yeah,
so here we
yeah,
are.
yeah. There's a game that I played that I didn't have access to for almost 3 days, and because of that, so
Hmm.
it has affected everybody. Now I'm going to you put your ramen down, please, and I'm going to send you a DM, and I want it posted, please, immediately up on the screen. All right?
Okay.
One moment, please. Wow. Did it download? It did not. Where the heck is it? I might have to go and send it to you directly. One moment, please, folks, because I canceled it. I thought it downloaded. Oh, it probably saved it as a video. All right, so before we do that, why don't you share the one picture that we do
Hmm.
have, a person that has refused to assist today's live stream, which is totally unacceptable.
He's looking at getting fired for this.
Yes, he is. This is unacceptable. I mean, we're now taking his blanket and we're covering his face and saying, "I'm not going to work today." I mean, this is like kind of like what, insubordination? What do you think?
Oh yeah.
I mean, what are we going to do with him? Like, give him a first written warning? Like, I mean,
Can he even
it's
read
kind
it?
of, would he really even care?
Probably not. Can you blame the little guy?
No, I can't. Huh. Um, so while I'm trying to find what I lost, and oh, that's funny because now something just popped up that said found it, but it isn't what I'm looking for. Um, why don't we just check in with? I'm still sick. Um,
Hmm.
uh, you want to know why? Because we failed to take the steroids appropriately.
That does
Obviously,
tend to impact it.
oh yeah, uh huh. Yeah, I kind of messed up on that. So luckily, we'll see. Now I got to start over. Can you believe this? Honest to goodness. So I'm gonna. Fortunately, I have a PCP appointment on Monday, and hopefully, we'll be able to um, resolve the issue. Oh, I know where it is. Hmm. I can just forward it to you. La 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 la. Why am I singing Christmas carols already, or humming them?
Cause everywhere's trying to rush Christmas.
I think you're right. Okay, are you ready, Crazy Bee?
Waiting.
It's okay. It's on its way. Hold on one moment. I'm pasting it, and there it is. Please put that up on the screen for me.
Um, it's on a loop. I am going to do my best to share it.
Okay.
Well, it's on a loop.
Mhm.
Whoops, wrong thing. My bad. 1 second. It's going to be one of those days. Okay.
That is for you and one of our subscribers by the name of Dinkelman. I am not. I might be older than you two, but I am not dead. I know all of the references, and I got it way before you even did.
I
So
was
that's
half
for
awake
the
when he said that.
huh? That's for. I didn't even read it. I heard about it. That's for the two of you. You two bring it anytime,
It
any day, any place.
was
The
his
two of
bright
you bring
idea, not mine.
whatever, but you were in on it and you didn't say a word. Some friend, Dinkelman, I'm calling you out. You and Crazy B, you bring it. Uh huh. Anybody, if you don't belong to the Discord, you need to join because this is where crap happens. And you would
It's
know
all
what
in
the
good
right,
fun.
all in good fun. I love both of them. They're lucky that I do because if not, I'd be banging heads. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Uh huh. Yeah, uh-huh. Go ahead, pick on the elderly.
Actually,
That's
I
fine.
wasn't sure whether you would know it or not.
Oh
He
yeah, I
wasn't
got
he
it.
thought I didn't. He even thought I didn't know it.
Oh, you're kidding.
Yeah. My brother
Oh my
watched that
lord.
movie repeatedly on Obsession when it came out.
Oh
Like
wow.
obsessive repeat. Yeah. It just took me a minute to register because of how late at night it was.
Yeah, I know. I went back and after I pulled this, uh I went back and read everything that went on and I was cracking up. It was so freaking funny. And
Mhm. Lots of fun.
as soon as it all came out, it was lots of fun. So if you do not belong to the Discord, not only does serious conversation go on, but there's a lot of fun that goes on between members, subscribers, references, and please join because it is
Some
there's a
great
lot in the
conversations too.
area. It
Just
just
in general.
exactly yes. We have area, different areas for different topics. Uh, it just isn't one channel that you go in and you're trying to sort through things. We try to keep things together. So, you got that right, JJ. Hi, JJ. Who's in the chat tonight, Crazy B?
Just J just JJ.
Just oh, okay. Well, we can handle JJ.
Yeah.
And
I'm
so,
sure others will
with that,
pop up as time goes on.
yeah, we will see if Dinkelman can show his face tonight. I'm
I
sure
don't
he's
think
busy
so because
working.
of his. I don't think so because I know
Yeah,
he's going to be busy at work.
that's okay. He can,
You
follow
could
up
just
in the
put him in the
comment section.
DMs. You could just
I
DM
know.
him a bunch of stuff.
I'm going to, but I figured I'd put it out in public. I'm just calling the two of you out. You bring it anytime, any day,
I
any
told him to have
place.
fun with it. I
So now, with that part being done and over, and my shit being done and taken care of, how are you feeling?
exhausted
Yeah, why's that?
because I had appointments and had to go to the pharmacy to get my meds, then come home, take it
Yeah,
easy, which I've been doing since exactly this 5 o'clock when I got home yesterday at 5 o'clock on the
mhm,
dot. I curled
right.
my happy ass in bed and only got up to go pee and then went back
There
to
you
bed.
I wish I could say that. I haven't been to bed. Uh, at 1:30, I had to go down and Eric needed work jeans, and I had my clothes in the dryer, and I was not having him just take my stuff out and throw it. So, I hang my t-shirts up on hangers and my pants and everything. So I went down to fold my clothes, put his jeans in the dryer, and then I got the bright idea, well, why I'm down here, why don't I just get a shower? And then I
Mm-hmm.
said, oh, you know what, I got a shower. Why don't I change the sheets and do all
You sound like
that?
me. Well, I'm already
Yeah,
doing this. I might as well make it worse.
right. And
Make my pain worse by doing more.
exactly. And so I kept on going, and before you know it, it was 6 a.m.
You
Well, I
sound
had
like me.
ramen. Yeah, I had ramen in there, as I told you.
Yep.
And some my hands just said, you've had enough. Well, I think it was when I pulled out the 6 pair of blue jeans, three
Oh yeah.
t-shirts, 4 pair of underwear, and 2 bath towels. And I thought I was going to kill him, but luckily he was sleeping.
You're
So
entitled to at this point.
yes, yes, after all these years of marriage, he should know how to do laundry appropriately. And his response to me this morning was he just wanted to get it done. And I was like, oh, okay. That's
Oh.
why I do my own stuff and I try not
That's why
to.
my daughter does her laundry separate from everybody
Um,
else's too.
yep.
She's
I don't
funny
want my,
about that, and I don't blame her.
yeah. Oh,
I
yeah.
couldn't give two shits about my clothes anymore.
I don't want my underwear mixing with his jeans and stuff, not with the work that he does. I mean,
Oh
he
yeah,
was
that
working
makes a
with,
difference. Yeah, okay, that actually
yeah,
makes a difference. All you need is like a
yeah,
scrap piece of metal or some
uh-huh,
splinters. Ouch.
yeah.
Yeah.
Or insulation. He was working with
Mm.
fiberglass the other day.
Oh yeah, you
And
do
I
not
said,
want insulation in your underwear.
yeah, I said, just take those pants and just, why don't you just toss those? I prefer not them to even be in the washing machine, but
Hmm.
whatever. But my underwear are not, or my bras ain't mixing with his stuff. So, and
And
any
hello,
of my clothes.
Philip. Hi. I saw you jump
Yeah,
in.
uh-huh. And hey, Vanilla. And the other thing I didn't understand was I had a pair of slippers that need washed. One pair got washed and actually put in the dryer, and I was like, "Well, where's the other one at?" And I'm going through all the dry clothes that were down there and couldn't find it. And I turn around and I look, and on the floor was the other slipper. How
Hmm.
do you just wash one slipper but not the other?
Oh, I can tell you, my family does it all the time. Same with
Huh,
socks, and yes, a lot of things
yeah.
that come in pairs, except jeans because those are sewn together as a pair.
There you go. I don't know. Sometimes I don't understand, you know? I mean,
You
I
could sew
even,
your socks together as a pair to wash them, and sew your slippers. You know,
yeah,
just a little
th-
fine knit to hold
right.
them together long enough to wash, and then you just snip it, and you're good.
There you go. There you go. But other than that, it was, everybody was home this weekend and had the baby today. As you know, you and I were to talk several times, but somebody else was preoccupied our time as usual. And this teething stuff uh, is pretty intense. That's all I can say.
Oh yeah,
But we did get the new. I think I'll show you tomorrow. The new what you call it. Uh, we're
kitty
getting rid of the
corral.
bath. Yes, and I'm not sure if I want to keep it or not, but I'll show you and get your opinion on it. I have no idea how the piss this thing goes together. I'm putting it down. I need the directions. Okay. All right.
Gonna be one of those
Yeah,
days, right?
yeah. All it is I was gonna. I have a new dog bed, and it has one of those things that go around it for him to rest his neck. But I don't know how the two go together. How I mean,
Hmm.
how complicated could it be? There's no zipper. There's no Get the damn directions. I do have one comment to make about all the shit that I have worked with, all the computer stuff that we've done, the laptop, the hubs, the cords, uh, the stuff that I just bought, that high chair, the corral that we just got, the mat that goes with it that we just got.
Hmm.
Everything that I've purchased so far has come from China.
Well,
And
yeah,
do
that's
I
where
need,
99% of our stuff comes from.
yes, ma'am. And do I need to tell you? what garbage it is, the quality. Do I
Mm-mm.
need,
We all
I
go through
spent,
it too.
yeah, when I had stopped working, prior to that, when I'm still working, we had a program where you could buy computers, laptops, towers, whatever. It was set at a dollar amount per your job title, and we would deduct it every month. So
Mm-hmm.
I bought a really nice laptop. And unfortunately, when I no longer worked, I owed a lot of money on the laptop, and it wiped out all the PTO time that I had accrued. Now, and I'm going to I have a contract to type, and I'm going to keep the business stuff on that laptop, but
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to take a side by side picture of the two of them, have it turned on to Word, just so you can see the differences in the quality of material of the laptop itself, and then B, what the current Windows program looks like. You told me that it has undergone a huge transformation, that
Yeah,
Bill Gates really messed it up.
but we don't have Microsoft Word on the computers. We only have Google Documents because it's free. And Microsoft Word wants an arm and a leg each month.
Right, right. So, but I just want people to see just an example of what you could have, couldn't have, what the differences are. Sometimes I had sent you, remember, I had looked at, and you told me it would be okay to get, but that Groupon
Mm-hmm.
has, what would you call it, deals on getting various window products. You
Yeah.
could get business, you could get professional education, and I don't know jack crap about it, because I'm old and ancient from, many, many years ago when computers first came out, as you well know. Uh, so I sometimes wonder if it'd be worth, they might have a special for like $25 for a download. I don't know if that's worth it or not, but it's something maybe other people might want to take a look at. So that would be on Groupon.com, and they have those. What are you laughing at, huh?
Everything is made in China except Taiwanese boyfriend.
Who said that?
Vanilla.
Okay, is he
He's not
sure
wrong.
about that? I say though, is he sure about that?
I'm going to assume it's from personal experience that he's saying that.
Oh, okay. Alrighty then. What? Now I lost the damn instructions already. How'd I lose a one-page instruction? I'm telling you, that he's gonna not. Here, just take the frickin' bed without. Oh, there they are. Oh my lord, I need help. Oh, can
Hmm.
I just lay on this myself? Can I just move the chair and lay on the dog bed myself?
If you want to.
Hmm? Okay. And curl up in a ball and just. Oh, by the way, chat. If Crazy B and I disappear tonight, you guys have at it. You're in charge. You just take over and talk amongst yourselves. We'll clean up whatever mess you make, and, try not to swear that much. Don't make any references to the C word. Don't try to say you're going to unalive anybody, things of that nature. Other than that, it's anything goes.
Hey, Blue
Right,
Rose.
Crazy B?
Uh huh.
Hey, Blue. Yep. So, all right, let's get started then. We got a jam pack. We probably got enough already for the week, and
And
there's
we're
still
already
more to
behind
keep.
because of that stupid connection issue earlier.
Yeah,
Ugh.
that's, well, stuff happens. We'll get
Oh
through
yeah.
it. All right, what's up first there, Crazy B?
You should
Okay,
be able to
so
see it.
guess what? Yeah, I can see it. I just blew up the screen. So, Israel says that Hamas already violated the ceasefire with multiple attacks leading to the IDF responding. That didn't last very long, did it? But we talked about that, that they probably had pockets that weren't going to
Mm-hmm.
uh, agree to the ceasefire. So this is from October the 19th.
That lasted all of a few days.
Can you play the video there?
I most certainly can.
Hamas is now defending holding public executions, telling Reuters, quote, there's always exceptional measures during war and that those executions were criminals guilty of killing, and that's according to Hamas. Senior correspondent Benjamin Hall joins us with the latest. Hi, Ben.
Yeah, hi, Martha. And yes, for now, the ceasefire is just holding, but really only just. And what we are starting to see is Hamas reasserting their control inside Gaza. And over the last few days, we've seen an increasing number of videos online that show violent crackdowns that have involved executions of rival Palestinians and Hamas fighters proudly parading their weapons around. Now, today, a senior Hamas official also said that the group intends to keep a security grip inside Gaza and they will not commit to disarm. Now, this directly clashes with President Trump's peace plan. And just yesterday, President Trump said that if they do not disarm, the US will have no choice but to go in, use his words, and kill them. But he also made clear that any renewed action in Gaza would come from regional powers, not the US.
Somebody will go in. It's not going to be us. We won't have to. There are people very close, very nearby that will go in. They'll do the trick very easily, but under our auspices.
Also, Hamas has only returned 9 sets of hostage remains and still owes 19 more, according to President Trump's 20-point peace plan. Now, the terror group has said that it is the destruction and unexploded bombs inside Gaza that are slowing down their ability to get these bodies. Hamas has also said that Israel forces have killed at least 24 Palestinians, Israel countering that, saying it is because they ignored warnings not to approach ceasefire lines. But look, if Hamas can't stop the internal crackdowns, if they don't return the hostages and the bodies, rather, of hostages that remain, Israel has suggested it could go back in, and that would take us right back to square one. So there are many countries right now that are setting up a zone northeast of Gaza who are waiting for a UN mandate so they can move ahead and try and stabilize Gaza, but the clock is ticking, and there's a fear it could head back into conflict. Martha?
Benjamin Hall in London, thank you
To
very
me, it
much.
seems like both sides were itching to get back into the fight.
Uh huh.
I
I
thought it
think
was
some.
just me.
No, I think that you're right on that, Crazy B. I, you know, the warmongers. What are they going to do if they don't
Well,
continue this? Where are they going to go? What are
oh,
they going to do?
can you hear me?
Uh huh.
Oh, I mean, the one thing is we've got to get Hamas altogether out of action. We cannot have a terrorist organization running a country. That's got to stop.
Okay. All right. So what do we do? And we don't. The article will be placed in the description below.
Yeah.
Since we're running behind because of the Evmux issue, you saw what Fox News had to say, and our commentary piece with this uh, is what we're suggesting that somebody wants to keep this going, right?
Well, and I think
And
Hamas,
or
because it's always been, well, for Hamas, it's always been about getting rid of Jewish people, getting rid of Israel. They don't want Israel. Hamas absolutely hates Jewish people. And
right.
so Hamas, they don't care about the people that they use as cannon fodder and the people that they use as shields, just as long as they can kill off all the people, all the not all the non-Muslims. That's their goal. So
Mhm.
it's never going to stop unless Hamas is stopped. But as soon as you get rid of Hamas, two other organizations are going to rise up in its place. What do you
Right.
do?
And the other issue is, what do you do in Gaza with all of the tunnels and the infrastructure and the network that they have built? How do you, I mean, I know they've gone in and they've bombed, hospitals or churches or schools, and, been
Mm-hmm.
accused of, a lot of issues surrounding that. But what do we do in order to, as you said, if you want to destroy Hamas, and they still have all this access and availability, what do we do to get them out of there? I mean, you can't
That's the problem,
possibly.
is you're never going to be able to get rid of an idea. It's an
Right.
idea because it's a religion, and
Yes.
that's the problem.
Well, even with that being an idea and a religion, can we correlate that all to the cartels? Like, we're never going to get rid of the cartels in the United
Oh, they're
States.
about money. They're not about religion or
Right,
anything else. They're
right.
just about money.
But I'm saying, can we correlate the two in that we can't eradicate either group because of
I
the
think the
network?
cartels will be easier to get rid of than the Hamas type terrorist organizations.
Okay. And why?
Because again, the only thing that hurts the cartels is when you take away their money source. Hence, Trump dropping bombs on Venezuelan ships with drug dealers bringing
Yeah,
drugs our way. That hurts them. That
right,
pisses them off.
right. So,
That's the only thing that matters to them is money. So you
so
get rid of
you,
the money, dry them up. They're just going to either go away, or you're going to have to get rid of them and not allow them to start up again. And it's easier to deal with that with the cartels because they're not as widespread and deeply rooted as the radical Muslims are.
you don't, you don't think that the cartels are has a
The
huge footprint
cartels,
in the
yeah,
U.S.?
they have a network, yeah,
Yeah,
but it just, again, I mean, it's this is like, again, religion is going to be more outright directly trying to, like, the Muslims are more directly out there trying to kill people directly, like anyone who does not agree with them, boom. The
exactly.
cartels try to do it less publicly, and they will actually hide bodies that no one will ever find. They're more likely to, they're not as public. There's a lot of, they'll get the little kids to go do, and the teenagers to go do the public execution type things where they go by and do a drive by on a senator or something, and
Yeah,
because they're a dime a dozen, you know.
right.
And but no, when it comes to their main business, it's not really all out there in the open. They try to have it more in the background where the drugs are being made. Stuff like that is more secretive.
I
Hamas
see.
is right out there, does not give a shit in how many nations, how many nations are Muslim run, where
Correct.
Muslim is the national language. And of all those people there, how many are radicals? 1 to
Right.
10%. In how many nations? And then how many nations is it a secondary religion that's allowed to be there, even though it's not the primary one? And
Do
how
you
many
feel
of those are radicals?
right? Do you feel that that is potentially in Dearborn and my Hamtramck that I never get correct pronunciation?
Hamtramck. Yeah.
Hamtramck. Do you feel that that's
Oh, that's how
possibly?
it started off, with people who were fleeing the Middle East from these people, and now
Uh,
they're back being oppressed and subjugated and ruled by them in their own city where they fled where they fled to. Yeah, absolutely.
that is that's disturbing. Do
Yeah,
you think that Zofran's part of that?
I want to say yes, but he's
That's
trying to pitch it in a nice way to get
right.
elected, just like they did in Hamtramck and Dearborn Heights and all that. Yeah, it's spreading.
That's what I thought. And if you can't hear me, that's because I'm letting the dog out of the office. Eric, would you like the dog out and I asked you for something, and there's something all over the floor out here. Sorry, people.
It's all
I
good.
can't. You know what I need? I know exactly what I need. I need a lock for this door. That's what I need. That nobody
Soundproof
could
the
get. Oh,
room and put a lock on it.
but the problem, they could go in through my bedroom. I'd have to put a lock on the bedroom door. Well, there is a lock on there, but I'd have to actually lock it.
So barricade
Yes,
yourself
from
in.
like 6:30 to 9:30. I'm gonna lock everything up. There you go. And then you'll hear scratching and meowing. You heard the meowing the
No,
other
that's why you
day.
put the soundproof walls up. You put those soundproof foam
Oh,
squares up.
yeah.
They don't
That
hear
like
you,
that'll go
you don't
well.
hear them. Perfect match.
Yeah, here we go. All right, what's up next?
All right. Up next, we have, I believe it's one more article pertaining to this
Oh,
topic.
before we do, uh, do you have, where did you put the info for the red dot and the sex offender stuff? And you have that?
It's still in the list down lower, but you said we were going to add that to the we were either going to talk about it later or add it to the
Yeah.
description of the
You just,
pre-recorded.
yeah. Do you just want to mention that now and take that off? So off the list. So we did a crazy bee. Will that mess you up at all?
I'm going to have to find the links. I know I have the one link to the red dot thing, but for the actual websites for where they
Oh,
can
you know
search it
what?
up, I'm going to have to
I
find it.
Okay. Hold on. I apologize because I said we needed to talk about it. What I found. I apologize, people, but Crazy Bee and I did a pre-record on Sunday, and I on that illegal immigration part 7, correct?
Yes, I believe it was part 7.
Okay, on part 7, when we drop that, you will hear reference back to the red dot application. You will hear reference to the sex offender registry. And there was one other thing I can't remember because I haven't done it yet. But in the research of the information, I have to verify information on all the 2 areas that I found, the red dot and the sex offender registry. We were going to try to have it available today. Once we get it, Crazy Bee is going to drop it in the description of part 7. So that's
Yes.
where you'll find it. And perhaps whenever we do find it, we'll do a quickie review of it, and just so you guys are up to date on what's going on with it. But we have info to go through that. But I wanted to make sure that we covered that because we said that we would today, and we're not, and that's my fault. But I'll take the hit.
All right.
All right,
I want to say hi to
thanks.
Cannabis before I forget. I want to say hi to Cannabis before I forget.
Okay, I know I didn't say hello to him either, so hello.
But no, that's why just before we went live, you had me move it down lower so we could go
I know.
over it further.
Yeah, it popped up in my head. I'm just, messed up. What can I say?
It's late at night. You're tired.
Yep. If
Uh,
I'm, I wouldn't be happy unless I messed you up too. So,
it could be worse.
it could be. All right. So, what
Um,
do you have next?
did you want to cover this article? The Hamas warned to behave as
Um,
remains of another.
we could now we could skip that too. We'll put that in the description.
Okay,
They
I'll
were,
leave it in the description.
yeah, they were told. Yeah, they were told by Trump. This is basically an FAFO.
Yeah.
I mean, go ahead. Trump isn't playing, so
Mm-hmm. We have
we don't.
a video we can cover really fast because it's one you had put up of Joe Rogan.
Yes.
You let me play this then. while I get the next set of stuff together.
Okay.
Let's watch this because it's so funny.
What's your take on whether we should be sending money to Ukraine or not? Were you in favor of that?
Man, they need it.
I mean, honestly,
I
don't have a good answer. You know, I can make an argument both ways, and half my family is Ukrainian from my grandparents. And so, you know, personally, I think we should help, but I don't have a studied answer for you.
How much money have you sent to Ukraine?
None.
So what do you mean by we? You're the one whose family's from Ukraine. Like, why don't you send them $1 billion?
Because I'm trying to fix healthcare.
Why don't you fix their healthcare if you're like so deep? If you think we need to help, why don't you start? How about you first? I notice that's never like even an option for anybody. It's like, we need to help. That's not what charity is. Forcing other people to help is not charity.
Here's the
It's
good
vanity.
He's got a really good point there. Why aren't you sending money to your family to help?
Exactly. And, I used to like Mark Cuban until I listened to his political views.
He's a dumbass.
This right here really hits home. I mean, for him to come out and say half his family is Ukrainian, right? And they're in the situation that they're in, and he doesn't send them even $1.
Oh, I'm sure he's sending to his family, but not the rest of the country.
Right. You get what I'm saying, though.
Yeah.
Right? He's not sending a damn thing to help out the country that his family is from, but yet he is going to tell you and me, pony up some money and send it to Ukraine.
Yeah, not a chance in hell.
Yeah, except it's happened, hasn't it?
I'm
How
still
many
not
billions
going
of
to.
dollars have we given Zelensky?
Too much.
Well, your taxpayer dollars are going there.
Technically, no, because I don't work.
Taxpayer dollars are going.
Just for my case, technically, I don't work, so I'm not paying taxes into it.
Okay,
but
so
I get what you're saying.
Yeah, for those that do work, people that are on Social Security or whatever, they pay taxes, federal taxes still.
Mm-hmm.
And your tax dollars are going to help fund the war or whatever. The assistance, the USAID program that we delved into and found out about.
The USAID program sent a ton of cement to Hamas.
Yes.
And all these other corporation problems. Yeah.
Yet a billionaire like Mark Cuban isn't sending a damn dime. Make that make sense.
Well, he is paying taxes, so technically some of his tax money is going over there. But yeah, he needs to send above and beyond if he wants it to end so bad.
Right. He wants you to give your money for charity, but not his, where he could end it. Because isn't there a saying, charity begins at home? Is that wrong? Yeah, that's what I thought. There we go. You wonder why he's wealthy. Yeah, okay.
And he's been trying to fix healthcare. How? It's gotten worse.
Yeah, right. Yeah, right.
You mean make it worse?
Yeah, Yeah, okay. We'll talk about that in a minute. Uh-oh, here come the cats now. Jeez Louise.
Yeah, they're really trying to fix our healthcare system. No, they're not. They're actually making it 10 times worse than it is.
Yes, they are.
Than it could be. Than it should be.
Yes. And we'll talk about that in a minute when we get to our one statement that we have. All right, what do you got next for us?
All right. Hey, Four Corners. I just saw you pop in as I'm getting ready to switch this over.
Hi, Four Corners.
No King's protest.
Yes, we will have more coverage on this throughout the week. This was some of the major, not the major, but some of the first things that came out that we took a look at. So let's share.
So this says Democrats are having kids stab, quote unquote, a figure of Trump. They want us all dead. They're teaching their kids to kill us. Let's back this up to the beginning. And
This
let
is sick.
me not do that. Do this.
What the hell?
Yeah, that's not good.
Who the fuck brings their kids here?
Don't start that shit right now, man. Don't start that shit right now.
Get off my land! Get off my land! These are my lands! Get off my land! I told you, get off my land! These are my lands!
So if it's his, wait. This is the same group that told us there were no borders, and there should be no borders. So how is it his land if there's no borders?
That's a very good question, Crazy B.
And that then brings up, how did we colonize the natives if there were no borders? How are we the bad ones if there's no borders? Or there should be no borders.
Right.
Wait a minute. Make up your mind, people. Make up your mind. It's like, I don't know if they realize how stupid they are.
I don't even know what to say.
Mm-hmm.
The sheer. These people need help.
Yep.
Okay? The parents that permitted that kid to stab Donald Trump, an effigy,
Mm-hmm.
the guy holding it, that reminds me of the Kathy Griffin thing, holding his head.
Yeah, very much so.
How is that all acceptable?
Mm-hmm.
There'd be a fit if that happened with Biden or Obama. Could you see that being done to Obama?
Yeah.
Look at these faces.
No. I'm sorry. No. I was listening to what you said. My brain went dyslexic. No, they wouldn't do that to Obama. They wouldn't do it to Obama. You'd be sitting in prison if you did that to Obama.
Exactly.
You'd be doing it if it was Hillary Clinton, if it was any other president.
Yes. I don't understand how all of this is acceptable.
Oh, right there. They put them two side by side.
Yeah. Look at that. I mean, how? What is wrong?
And by the way, she's a teacher from Chicago.
Yep. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay. So you have that teaching your children. Okay. Again, I challenge anybody listening to this video, just one. Give me one video of Republicans doing this. Give me one video of Republicans doing no Queen's March or no Prince March, whatever.
Well, they claim we're trying to kill democracy, but technically it's a democratic republic. It's a constitutional republic with democratic representation. So, yeah, it's not technically democracy.
They're sick.
They are.
Sick. This is really, and not only is it sick, it's disturbing.
Mm-hmm.
That child that was stabbing him, can you, one, I can't imagine what kind of parents he has. But two, can you imagine what he's like as a student in school? Can you
probably loved because he acts the way they want him to.
Yeah. Can you imagine what he's going to grow up to be?
Hopefully, getting mental help after his parents are proved to be nuts, and he looks back at this and says, "I will not be like my parents," and changes his mind. Can hope.
I mean, do you remember Hillary Clinton saying that, what did we need? We needed to be, I don't think she used the word deprogrammed. What's another word for being
Un-
deprogrammed?
Unbrainwashed, or
Yeah, there's another word for it though.
I
But it's on that order, that
yeah.
we need to be, re-educated. I think it might be
Oh,
the word.
yeah, she can kiss my ass.
Yeah, that we needed re-education, and
Uh-uh.
very similar to Jacob's boot camp thing. You know what I mean? The absurdity of that whole thing,
Yeah.
which is still not resolved, believe it or not. And
It's not. They're just going to pacify, say something, and then be like, whatever, toss it to
oh
the
yeah,
side and still do what they're going to do.
oh no, once Nene gets up there, it ain't gonna be pretty. By the way, EJ was up there himself yesterday, and guess what? Nobody was available to be found.
Yeah.
They did not want to talk to him in person. So, and nobody called
Mm-hmm.
back today. So, this
Of
could turn
course.
out. I'll go to the school board if I have to. In fact, I might even still do that because he won't be the only child that will be affected by this. But this whole situation, and as you said, this ties really even back to the Hamas situation and the Muslim community and any radical or any terrorist organization where there is the brainwashing, I guess you would kind of call it. The
Um,
You're
Blue
brought
Rose
up,
just added that Hillary Clinton said we need to have formal deprogramming.
and what does that mean? And what does that look like? You know what I mean? Uh,
Torture, Big Brother.
yeah. I mean, it all kind of like they all kind of go together, don't they?
Yeah,
You know,
they do.
it all just, and I don't know what the answer is to fix it because we can't turn around and say, so when the peace agreement was made with Hamas, it was publicly said that like in a, I don't know the exact wording again, but the gist is that years of deprogramming need done because children are raised to hate Israel.
Yeah.
Okay, so if you're born and that's your mindset that every Sunday or whatever your days of worship are, that this is what you hear, that these people are evil, you need to kill them,
Well, they're taught
whatever.
this in school, on television, in the homes, in church,
Right.
wherever. They're taught everywhere, all day long, for
Right.
years on end.
So that's going to be in your head. So we have the Charlie Kirk issue. Now we see, we also saw that Trump, just when we went off the air on Friday, there was breaking news that they had rushed Trump over to Air Force One, I believe it was, to get him to, I believe, somewhere in Florida. I don't know if it was Mar-a-Lago. I'm assuming it was. But they found an additional tree stand that had been there for months, not just a week or so, months. Okay, we'll have the story later on this week. That it had a direct line of sight for him exiting the plane or the helicopter, I believe it is. You tell me how that's possible.
I do have. I believe we do have that
Mm.
in here today. No, that is lined up for.
Later this week, I think,
I think
because
late tomorrow. I think it's
yeah,
set up for tomorrow.
yeah, because I think we wanted to try to get Dan Bongino's take on that. Um,
Yeah.
but this,
Why are there so many
I guess,
superheroes?
the point of all this is, for me, is there is so much hatred. I don't understand it. How do we change it?
Again, if you were raised in it, it would be perfectly sensible to you. You're not raised in it. You were raised quite the opposite, so it doesn't make sense.
Well,
Like people
I,
who were raised by KKK members to be
right,
part of the club, people who were
and
raised by Freemasons who become Freemasons. I mean,
yeah,
it's all over the place. People who are raised Catholic become Catholic usually.
right,
It's just
that,
another branch of, we're all conditioned in some way,
right. I
but
don't disagree with
we
that.
aren't conditioned in the level of extremism that they are.
Correct. So once that's decided that, like with the peace agreement and that, and some of this other stuff, as you said on Friday, it's going to take years to undo the damage that was done.
It
And
could
there's no
take generations to
yes,
undo it.
and there's no guarantee that it's even going to happen for some people. They still
And it's
might be
more than
radical.
likely going to still raise its ugly head when
Yeah.
someone finds a book that didn't get destroyed.
Uh-huh. Yep.
Instead of using the books to teach how it's wrong, they're going to try to destroy them and hide them and bury it.
Yeah.
And again, no one should be hating any one group. There should be
Right.
no form of racism anywhere. There should not be religious battles. I thought that shit ended with the Crusades. The
Mm-hmm.
Catholics came on top after whooping everyone else's ass.
Right.
But nope, well, here we are, religious battles. And this is a
Yeah.
religious war. Don't, this is not a political war. This is not a any other thing. It's not a land grab war. It is a religious war.
Yes,
And
it
don't let
is.
anyone tell you otherwise.
Right.
It's a religious one. So, yeah.
Yes, it is. And if you're unsure of what we're saying, go back and look at our videos. Both some pre-recorded as well as on some lives, and you will find detailed information on exactly supporting our point of view.
Mm-hmm.
And if you need further details, drop us a line. If you don't want to do it in the comments section or the chat, join the Discord and you can send us a direct message that nobody has to see. So there's many options to get in touch with us.
Yep. There are many.
But it is it for me, looking out onto the landscape and what the future holds, when you take the big picture view of it, I find it very disturbing, and I worry about where we're headed, as well as the rest of the world. I mean, you take a look at all these other countries, and you see it's just, why can't there be peace and let people, trade and why can't we just get along? There's no reason not to, but other people see it differently. So
Well, because radical religious people who are radicals again, this is what the Catholics did when they thought they were the only right religion and everyone should have to convert. They
right,
went batshit across Europe and down into the New World when they found the Americas, and down into the Middle East. There was how many crusades to
right,
get all these artifacts that they were supposed to be saving, but literally just buried under the Vatican and won't let anyone else see. Great job. Nice one,
uh,
popes.
yep,
Yeah, this is again, it's not new to the world. It's just something we're not comfortable with because it's not what we believe.
Right.
And here,
And
like all these other ones, and again, I don't agree with the way they're going about it, but it is a lot less bloody this time than what the Catholics did. I mean,
yes,
burning people at the stake the way that, yeah, over many centuries. So, I mean, hopefully they won't be as violent. I mean, like, a lot of people did back then, not agree, smile, and then go hide in your closet to do your prayers and don't let them see you.
yeah, that's one thing I would hope that we had evolved just a little bit, that it's not going to be quite as
Well,
bad. But
if the Middle East is any indicator, and now what's going on in Europe,
we're in
it is.
trouble.
It's like a reverse expansion. How
Yeah.
Europe started to go out into and then the Middle East, and then yeah, reverse expansion.
Yep.
They're expanding in the exact opposite. This time, it's expanding from the Middle East. So
Yep.
yeah, it's again, but we always need someone to pass on what it was verbally in secret until things pass and then slowly bring it out again.
Right.
That's all you
So
can do.
that led me to, with what we've been doing, for, I don't know, I'd say a couple years back or whatever, I was really into doing my family tree and all kind of things, and uh, kind of got off that topic. And all of it's been on my mind for quite some time. There are things that I want to pass on to my children and my grandchildren,
Of
and
course.
some of them are, just my life in general, health related bull crap that, hopefully they don't got to go through. I don't want to see any of them end up in my position, but I'm quite sure somebody is. And so that kind of thing. But I also want to pass on some, I don't know what you want to call it, common sense kinds of things. I mean, like from the basics, like I'm not a crazy prepper, but when they tell you, we talked Friday about having, 1 to 3 months worth of salary saved. You should have, if you can, 1 to 3 months worth of food saved. And some people go way overboard, where they have, up to 25 years worth saved. But
There is
there's
nothing wrong
just
with that
certain
because you
things
never
like,
know.
right. However, if I see the light, I'm walking to the light. That's all I'm telling you. And that's what I told them. Just go to the light. I'm not quite sure I want to be in the aftermath. But I, like, I want to learn how to can certain things. I know how to do some things, but I want to learn more. And that's part of what Insomniac Theater was going to be about. But I'm not sure I'm going to be able to pull that all off. Come January, you and I were talking over the weekend. That might not happen till JJ he hits what you call it, school. What's it called?
Hmm. Daycare,
What the Thank not daycare, not preschool.
preschool,
Yeah, I guess
kindergarten.
preschool. I guess it is. Uh, so we might have to wait a couple years to pull that off. Maybe not. I don't know, but like here's how you make spaghetti sauce and can it and put it up, or applesauce and put it up. Just simple things that I know that I want to be able to impart. And I wanted to make a book for them, like give them each a binder or a book that says, here's what, your Nini, uh, this is all the knowledge that I had, that stuff I want to, and wisdom that I could impart onto them.
There is a book technically out there. It's called the Anarchist Cookbook, and it's very hard to get your hands on and very likely to get the feds at your door.
Why? What does that do?
What's it called?
The Anarchist Cookbook.
Oh, I never heard of it. Okay then.
It teaches you all this kind of stuff. Well,
Oh,
most of it. But it will also get you with the feds knocking on your door because it teaches things that the feds don't want you to know, too.
I see then.
Yeah.
I'm not quite so sure then I'll look for that particular cookbook, but I mean, and we know people that do prepping in that, and we could probably have them on the show or whatever. But I'm not necessarily saying just prepping, but just
A
everything about,
variety of things.
yeah,
Home
questions.
medicine, medical emergency stuff.
And I want them to know, like, who their family tree as much as I could give them. I want them to know how me and Eric met, and stuff like that. Those types of stories. I don't want to see that get lost somewhere. But who knows? I know people go to, like the Goodwill or a thrift shop, and they'll find boxes of somebody's family information that somebody had deemed unworthy and just gave it away. So I don't necessarily want that to happen either. I don't want to drive them too crazy with stuff, but there's a lot of stuff to be said, and I don't want to lose it, but we'll see. We shall see, crazy.
About the
But
time I do that and I die, it'd be set on fire and burned with me and long
yeah, and
forgotten.
yeah, yeah. Like I said, I said go see the light, and everything will just go poof and be gone. So unless we bury it some deep place, and I say here's a secret key and go
Then
down this.
someone 7 generations down the road finds it.
Exactly. Yeah, they have we can make a movie out of it, huh? Indiana Jones style, right? It'll be repeated, right?
And about that
Fun.
time, history will have repeated itself twice over. And then they're like,
Exactly.
"Oh, see, it's always been happening."
Yep. Well, there'll be some two idiots from the north and the south going, yeah, let's do a podcast.
History does repeat itself.
Yes, it does. All right. There we go down the rabbit hole again. What else do you got for us?
Oh, you sent this one over because it's epically goes along with our costume complaints.
Oh my. This came actually from Blue. All I can say is it was late at night when she sent it, and when I looked at it, I almost unfriended her. But go ahead. Yeah, she didn't know about the unfriend part, but she does now.
Okay, let's hit play. They legitimately have no lives.
They are representing LICE. What
ICE.
is wrong with you people? It was bad enough we saw pink flamingos, the blue dinosaur. What else did we see, Crazy Bee?
Everything
What else
shy of
was
a
there?
one-eyed, one-horned, flying purple people eater.
Okay, now somebody comes up with lice? Are you kidding?
Because
What
it rhymes
is
with
wrong?
ICE. Those are the ICE agents that they are eliminating with chemical warfare.
What is wrong with you people? Did you not? Yeah, we are. What is wrong with these people? Please, somebody tell me. What? You are sick. They're sick. This elevated it for me. This just put me over the edge. Dressing up as lice.
Well, I can
Because,
think of things worse than lice.
why didn't they come in as mice?
Mm-hmm. At least mice are cute.
Yeah, and they could have bit through the power cords.
Mm-hmm.
But no, what the hell's lice do? Well, get in their hair, but whatever.
There's also pubic lice.
Ugh. I didn't even think about that. Thanks a lot for that vision.
Just saying.
Oh, no. Help me. All right. Is
They
that
didn't
it for
think that far ahead, so, I've got one on them.
All right. Is that it for that video?
That one. Then we have this next two summary things, and then there's a
Okay.
video that I can throw up.
Okay. Yeah, pretty much throw up is the right word. Okay,
Throw on.
So, yeah. So the No Kings protest against Trump draws crowds across the U.S. Crowds protested against U.S. President Donald Trump during the No Kings demonstrations across the country. This marked the third mass mobilization since Trump's return to the White House, likely being the largest yet. Wait till you see. Thousands participated in protests at notable locations including Times Square, Boston Common, and Grant Park, alongside other gatherings nationwide. Millions are expected to protect this weekend in events called No King's Day.
Yeah.
Let's keep it rolling.
I'm working on it. Oh, wait. I put that up twice.
Well,
How did I
then,
put that up twice?
je ne sais pas.
All right. So what we'll do is we'll go ahead and pull up that video.
Okay.
Righty. And this guy does a pretty good summary of it.
Yes,
I
he
like
does.
the way he handled it.
Yes, he did a nice job. This is just the beginning. We will have continued coverage later this week.
Yep. All right.
So today is the highly anticipated No Kings protest. The Democrats and the media have been promoting and hyping this up all week. Now the day is finally here, and talk about a complete humiliation. Smaller than expected crowds and just so low energy all around. Now, there are 2,700 protests around the country, and in protest after protest, we're seeing the exact same thing. Just take a look at what happened in Washington, D.C., where George Conway, Kellyanne Conway's ex-husband, attempted to lead the crowd in a chant. Total embarrassment here.
Donald J., how many kids did you start today? Hey, hey, Donald J., how many kids did you start today? Hey, hey. Okay, that's it. How many kids?
I mean, I can't imagine just the humiliation and that cringy internal feeling if you're...
I just can't. I mean, in case anybody doesn't recall, Kellyanne Conway did Trump's first, she was the first female to do a presidential, what was her title?
I'm not sure.
To handle his campaign. She was one of the first females to handle a major presidential campaign. She helped get him elected. She was married to that ugly man, George Conway. They had 3 or 4 kids. I do not know how they stayed married. They were on opposite ends. He was a Democrat. She was a Republican. Sometimes oil and vinegar do mix, but then they ended up getting a divorce. And he's a major talking head on CNN. He goes out on MSNBC as well. He has his, I believe, his own company, and that is a total embarrassment.
Yeah.
As Daniel said here, the crowd sizes were greatly, hardly anybody attended these functions.
And those who were all ancient geriatric hippies.
Yes. In our area, both Eric had to go out in the morning, and my daughter-in-law did with the kids, and I went, oh, sugar, they're going to be up in the area where you guys got to go through. And they said that both times there was no more than 30 people At one time, my daughter-in-law was screaming out the window at them, "Get a job!" And that was their job, as you and I talked about. Why is it that it was all these older white people attending, and our suspicion is what? That they're being what?
They have nothing better to do and they're being paid.
There you go. We just
That
need to
is
find. Yeah, we
all
need
that
to
there
find.
is.
Yep, we need to find the money. Is what we need to do. Who's backing them? Who's funding them? But go ahead.
Hold on one second.
Okay.
Gotta find my mouse. Of course it's going to be stupid today.
You're trying to lead a chant,
There we
and
go.
no one else joins in. And like I said, this was in Washington, D.C. This was at the National Mall. And if you take a look, it was just a very small crowd earlier this morning. Now, this is so much smaller than what we saw in 2016 with the Women's March. It's also obviously a lot smaller than the Tea Party marches. I mean, just a complete failure, I think, all around. Even the Wall Street protest, right? What was it called? Occupy Wall Street. It had much higher energy, much higher enthusiasm. And what's really interesting about these protests, the No Kings protest, is the demographics of the crowd. So this is the on-the-ground camera footage from NBC News. So this is mainstream media, and they're going to choose the best angle, the best footage that they have to promote to their viewers. Just take a look. See if you noticed what I noticed. Keep in mind they posted this on TikTok.
What do we want? Justice. When do we want it? Now. No peace. USA where freedom reigns. No ground. No peace.
I don't know about you, but to me, that screams old, white, and retired. Now, look, I have nothing against elderly people. I've said on this channel many times before, I have the utmost respect for our elders, and I believe we should take care of them and look after them. But the only reason I bring that up is because, the left says that the right is racist, Donald Trump is racist, and they claim that they have the energy of young voters and minorities, this and that. They play the identity card all the time. Yet you look at the primary participants in today's rallies, not just there, but I'm going to go through example after example, and you see the exact same thing here. It's like, what's going on? Did you guys empty out the nursing homes? Is this?
I was just gonna say, where are the aides to keep an eye on the dementia patients?
Yeah. But what I don't understand is why is that demographics so hep on illegal aliens?
None of them actually probably know what's going on. They just said, "Hey, group trip. We're going for an outing at the nursing home. Hey, wear these and say this.
Get on the Greyhound bus. We're going bye-byes, guys, for the day, right?"
Release the living assisted house. Geriatric groups, no brains, cannabis. I was just reading his last three. And you know what's sad though? Where are the people of color?
Yes.
Where are anyone's under the age of 60? I don't think I saw many people under the age of under 60 there.
I don't even were children even being dragged along?
Other than the ones that we saw with the stabbing of the Trump thing, not really.
Yeah. Did we
Cannabis says elder abuse.
That's priceless.
It is.
I didn't even think about that, but he's right. It is elder abuse.
He's not wrong. It is straight up elder abuse.
Yeah, exactly.
And if your parents are out there, why don't you take better care of them? Their dementia has got to be getting bad. And if they're out there protesting, they probably thought they were protesting Carter.
And the peanuts.
Honestly.
Yep.
I wouldn't be surprised if they thought they were protesting Carter.
Oh, that's too freaking funny.
Oh my God. Okay.
I can't stand. I'm
At least
telling you.
we get
Where
some
I mean,
entertainment.
I didn't even see strollers,
I don't
babies in
see
strollers.
teenagers. I don't see 20
No,
somethings. I don't see
no,
30 somethings.
no.
I saw wrinkles. I saw wigs. I saw gray hair.
I saw costumes.
They still think Biden's in office? No.
You know,
They
and
just
how
look,
many?
fixed income is not the way to live. It sucks. And I'm sure they wanted the couple extra bucks to get something nice or some extra food or one of their medicines that they can't afford.
Right. Oh my lord. All right, keep going.
All right.
60s hippies reunion party? Like, what is going on here? Take a look, same thing in Florida.
These are all housewives
Now,
and
in case you
elderly.
missed what that lady said there, she said, if they can deport young children, they can do something about these young boys. And I believe what she's referring to is that text message chat that's leaked out. And of course, there is no defending what they said in that private chat. I think if you are upset with what Jay Jones texted, you should be upset about this. Now, of course, there is a very big difference since Jay Jones was advocating and cheering on murder. Well, in Virginia, Winsome Earl Sears was asked about this, and I thought her response was brilliant. She wrote, easy, they must absolutely step down. Now it's your turn, Abigail. So Winsome Earl Sears, I think she, not only has taken the high ground, but she has every right to stand on that, high horse and challenge Abigail to do the same. Now, what's really interesting here is the view of the No Kings protest in Boston. MSNBC seemed to have a much larger crowd than what CNN was airing. Let's dissect this.
Today, there are clearly more of us than there are of those who want an autocracy or a dictatorship. And so the message is pretty clear that we, the people, own this country, and that we are going to respect the rule of law, and we are going to stand up, and we are going to protect our democracy. What we've seen in Chicago over the last few months, or few weeks, of the Trump administration's blitz, is that the rule of law is holding strong. Last week was a really bad week.
So you'll notice here again, this is CNN. Just take a look at the primary colors here. Obviously, the ground is green. Breaking news, I know. But it looks like most people in the crowd are wearing black, right? Darker colors here, and you can really see the ground beneath them. So, it's a large crowd, but it's not massive. It's nothing mind-blowing, nothing where you would go, whoa, history is happening right before our eyes, right? Yeah. I mean, President Trump regularly drew much larger crowds at his rallies, and those were regular occurrences. Compare that to this, which, like I said at the beginning of the video, the media and the Democrats have been hyping up this party, this No Kings March all week. This has been like a culmination, and this is all you can get. So I'm just going to fast forward here again. The time here, CNN, 12:10 p.m. So let's take a look. Again, that happened in Boston. Let's take a look at what it looked like on MSNBC around the same time.
Look at this. Millions of people across the country marching as we speak.
Can we say photoshopped?
Yep.
AI, whatever they did to make it look like there were more people than there really were.
Yes, ma'am.
Wow. Ain't that interesting? Wow.
And nobody asked either one of them. No reporters asked them why. Why? Why is
because they're up in the helicopter.
Uh-huh.
And there were people who were on the ground asking why, and a lot of them couldn't even answer.
Right.
A lot of them had no clue why they were there protesting. So.
Well, I mean, no, I'm asking you, why didn't anybody ask CNN or MSNBC Why was there a difference in what you were showing?
No, what's crazy is that CNN actually showed the honesty for a change.
Right.
MSNBC is going to get their asses chewed for this one by the public.
Right. And, well, we're assuming CNN is honest there.
They did show less of a crowd, supposedly at the same time in the same place.
Right.
So, yeah. Makes you wonder.
Yes, ma'am.
Cannabis, you're right. If there was a king, there would be no protest. That is so true. But these people don't get that. They're not the brightest things on the planet. By having a king, there'd be no vote. And by having a king, there'd be higher taxes. Like, seriously, they're idiots. They're pushing for their own demise. And I know that most of them are getting paid.
I agree.
Oh, this is so messed up.
Speak against the policies of President Trump. This is Boston. Look at that. We'll continue to follow these rallies throughout the day here on MSNBC. Wow. All right, coming up.
Now, I know crowd size can change quite a bit in just, 20 minutes. I don't think it can change that rapidly, especially when people had to, I believe there was an opening section where they were getting security, and then it doesn't look like the entire perimeter was secured because it looked like other people could be coming in from around the park. But it looks a lot larger, and it looks like the crowd here is wearing white, and I actually believe that this is intentional deception. Now, I am not claiming that this is AI. I'm not even claiming that they computer manipulated the crowd. But if you know anything about photography, look, I'm not a photo expert. I'm usually on the other side of the camera as an actor. But I do know something about exposure. And when I know you have lower exposure, so here on the CNN clip with that lower exposure, it means that, they're going to look darker. But what that also means is that because of that, you're going to have greater contrast with the ground, right? And so if they're in dark clothes, it really emphasizes the space between people. So in that CNN clip, you'll notice, it is not packed in shoulder to shoulder. There's quite a bit of space. There are a few areas where you see large pockets of grass in between the protesters here. Compare that to MSNBC, where everyone is in white. And I believe that this was intentional, so they likely had higher exposure. And what that means is the camera lets in more light. And as it lets in more light, the colors change a little bit, and the reflections of what people are wearing change. And what happens is it's sort of this optical illusion, because since people are wearing more white, they don't distinguish or stand out from the ground as they do when they're in black. So it's harder to see where the ground is. But if you look closely, you can actually still see the spaces and the gaps where the grass is showing through. And so part of me, I can't help but wonder, was that intentional by MSNBC? Hey, let's put on the exposure. Maybe they're using a longer focal length lens to, smush the image so there's not as much contrast, and that way it looks like a larger crowd than it really is. Now, going back to this MSNBC clip, let's pay attention to what program this is on.
Look at this. Millions of people across the country marching as we speak against the policies of President.
So it actually showed there on the bottom for a little bit, but this was on Velshi, VELSHI, and the only reason I bring that up is because if they really were proud of this march, if they were proud with the turnout, would he have said this?
The campaign to smear this movement is already underway. Top Republican leaders like Speaker Mike Johnson are calling today's protests a, quote, hate America rally. They've been baselessly calling participants pro-Hamas, tying them to Antifa, which is not an actual organization. It's a leaderless and decentralized movement. But last month, Donald Trump signed something called National Security Presidential Memo No. 7, targeting Antifa as a terrorist organization. So the use of this term in describing people who are merely protesting his policies is not an accident. He's using the label to threaten the right of the people to peaceably assemble. But much like the other First Amendment rights, it's under attack by this administration, underscoring the importance and necessity of today's protests. It is not too late to turn this TV off right now and go out and add your voice to the protests.
It is not too late to turn off your TV, get outside, join these protests. If these protests really were historic, and if they were the scale that, let's say, the Women's March was, or the Tea Party was, I guarantee he would not have said that. I have a feeling that the media and the Democrat Party and everyone who's been promoting and hyping this up, they're probably disappointed with the turnout figures, and I think that's why he issued a call to action there. Hey, get out. Like, let's boost these numbers up. You really feel that. And he's saying, oh, this is us fighting back against Trump's authoritarianism and his power grab. If that's the case, first of all, the fact that we are even allowed to have a No Kings protest, I mean, proves we don't have a king, proves that you still have a First Amendment right, proves that you can still peaceably protest and gather and let your voices be heard. But on top of that, if Trump really was cracking down on all of this, do you think that he would allow people, like, let's say he really was a king, he really was an authoritarian. Just take a look at one of these perverse chants. I think it's really, it just really shows you the state of what they're protesting. Because it's not as if, I'll play this clip and then we'll reevaluate on the other side.
Danger, danger, there's a pedo in the White House! Danger, danger, there's a pedo in the White House! Release the Epstein file!
Defamation? Anyone? Well, they could at least get slander more than defamation.
Right. But who are we going to get? Every single one of them that said it?
I think so. I think that'd be great.
Yep.
I think it would be a wonderful thing. Because, really?
Yeah, look at the signs they're carrying. I'm not being paid. I didn't deploy 3 times for this bullshit. No, and upside down crown, no kings.
Mm-hmm.
What else? What else do you see there? Crazy.
This is all staged. I'm sorry. What was that?
I said, what else do you see there? You said it. You think it's all staged.
I'm pretty sure they're all paid, despite that sign. And I can't see some of them because they're way too small. And I can't sit far enough back. But yeah, I see pretty much the same things that you do in the front here, these two. But yeah, I think this is too well organized by too many companies, too many corporations pitched in on this. Bull crap. There was funding for this because it was planned out in advance.
Right.
They're just idiots with nothing better to do in their lives. I think this guy, the guy in the middle next to the cop with the helmet, just to his right, he's probably the one there.
And we do, I believe, see some people of color in this crowd.
I think I can, unless they put on makeup. Does the cop count?
I don't know.
Sorry, I had to go there.
There you go.
Okay. All right, let's get through the last couple moments.
Pedo in the White House! Danger, danger, there's a pedo in the White House! Danger, danger, there's a pedo in the White House! Danger, danger, there's a pedo in the White House!
So obviously they are just going for gutter politics there. They're not chanting about free speech. They're not chanting about lower taxes. They're not chanting about healthcare or even the Middle East. Not as if, any of those chants would be better. But it just proves here that this is all personal attack. This is all just because they hate Trump. Trump derangement syndrome. Like, it isn't about policy. It's just, and I guess the point I'm making here is if it really was as dangerous as they're claiming, I doubt they would have the courage or the guts to be chanting that out loud on a speakerphone and with cameras rolling. Well, it appears the largest turnout was in New York City, and people on the left, of course, are celebrating, and they're using the images from New York City to prove that this was a huge success. But there is a big catch, a big caveat to all of that. So this aerial footage from the local Fox affiliate in New York City makes it look like it's this massive turnout. It goes for blocks and blocks and blocks. And look, there is no denying that this is a large crowd. But when you consider that New York City itself has a population of around 8.4 million people, when you consider that the larger metropolitan area has, I believe it's 19 million people, and then the statistical area is 21 to 22 million people. I mean, come on, you could draw a crowd of this size any day of the week, just organize a protest. So it really isn't as impressive as people are claiming that it is. Like, again, if you have that many people in any given area, you're going to be able to find the crazies. And again, if we take a look at the footage from the ground,
The crazy.
That is an
exactly what it was in
understatement.
all the other ones, old, white, and retired.
Are we going to let them know? Are we going to let them know?
And again, I don't say that to belittle anyone who is old, white, and retired. Like I said, I really believe we should be
Old,
looking
white,
after
and retarded.
our elders and our seniors and protect them. But at the same time, if you're going to claim that your movement is one that is diverse and one that is young and one that is high energy, and this is who you're pulling to your crowds, well, I think you have a lot more to be desired.
Yeah, there's a lot more to be desired for sure.
I think that at the end of the march, they should have had a bunch of stations up and available for people to get makeovers.
That would have been great.
Uh-huh. I'm telling you, it's sad. It truly is sad.
Oh.
I don't know what the commonality is. Again, unless he's saying that it is just Trump derangement syndrome, and I just don't see how that many elderly seniors are out there. Like you said, was it the nursing homes? Was it the mental health homes? The group homes? Everybody it's just
Yeah.
no explanation.
There wasn't. And again, it's also quite the mess in general.
Mm-hmm. All right, what do you got next?
I'm trying to fix a couple things because some of the links that were sent over actually turned out to be just duplicates of ones that were sent before. So I'm making notes really fast. And what we have next is because those links can't be used. Turns out it's just literally copy and paste of. For some reason, it went through funny. But what we do have up next is the appeals court giving Trump the green light in Portland, I believe.
Oh, okay.
Let me share this. You sent this earlier.
Yeah.
Do you need me to enlarge it?
No, it's okay.
Okay.
Let me swallow the part of my sandwich that you didn't know that I was eating.
Been there, done that. Yeah.
I know it. What time is it? It's late, and I'm just eating for the
It's
first.
quarter to end time. We got 15 minutes left of airtime, supposedly.
Yeah, I don't
I
like.
think if we wanted to push it another 10 minutes, we could.
Okay. So on Monday, a Ninth Circuit panel ruled that President Donald Trump can deploy.
I'm sorry, I had to post that comment. Oh, you went right to that.
Yeah, I couldn't see, but with the.
There we go.
Okay. So on Monday, a Ninth Circuit panel, no, it's a panel, not just one person, ruled that Trump can deploy the Oregon National Guard to Portland, lifting a lower court's block while litigation continues. The Trump administration argued the Guard was needed to protect an ICE facility after months of protests and cited assaults on federal officers, while City of Portland and State of Oregon officials said demonstrations were largely peaceful. Yeah, right. U.S. District Judge Karen Immergut issued a temporary restraining order on October 4 and extended it on October 15th, yet roughly 200 California Guard members were moved towards Oregon despite the block. The decision allows the troops to protect federal property in Portland while litigation continues, but Oregon officials warned it grants the president near unilateral power and urged vacating the majority order. The Trump administration has filed a Supreme Court appeal. Appeals courts have split over these deployments, with the Ninth Circuit backing presidential judgments under Section 12406, Title 10, while the Seventh Circuit blocked troops in Chicago. And again, in Chicago, the litigation continues as well.
Yeah. Here's the thing. If he's using them to protect the federal properties, that's not in any way an overreach of any kind that these idiots are making it out to be.
Mm-hmm. Well,
they're stupid. This is not any way a unilateral power. Really? For fuck's sake.
Well, they're saying once he gets in, then he'll be able to, right?
No.
Go.
The ones in California haven't gone to patrolling the streets and driving tanks down the road.
No, but didn't the ones in New York, weren't they sent to the subway, though?
That was per the request of the mayor as well. The mayor requested that. The mayor's the one who brought the National Guard to protect the subway, not Trump. That was under Biden.
Okay.
Yeah, these people are absolutely exaggerating this shit.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah. Right. One idiot after another, right?
There you go. What do you got next?
This one?
Okay, so Trump and Maduro are both amassing military forces as tensions build in the Caribbean. As tensions build between the United States and Venezuela, President Trump is weighing military action and has authorized covert CIA operations there, while Maduro is repositioning troops and mobilizing militia. Trump acknowledged authorizing the CIA to conduct covert action in Venezuela and said the U.S. is considering strikes on Venezuelan territory, aiming to pressure Maduro to step down. Maduro has claimed his volunteer militias have over 8 million reservists and denounced the CIA's record of regime change, vowing to defeat the conspiracy against Venezuela's stability.
I don't think there was anything else, but yeah, we have every right to go after Venezuela with the bullshit they've been pulling.
Right.
They are having no problem helping cartels smuggle drugs up into the United States.
Exactly. Do you have any other articles available sitting anywhere?
There are 2 other articles that we can pull up that we were aiming to cover today, and then I can find a short to cover at the end.
Okay, cool.
All right, so there's this one.
Okay, so if anybody does not remember, Alina Habba was Trump's personal attorney who helped win cases that were inappropriately filed against him. So they're going to defend her tenure as the top New Jersey prosecutor. So the federal appeals court is set to hear arguments over whether his former lawyer has been unlawfully serving as the top federal prosecutor in New Jersey since earlier this year. Do you want to hit play on that, Crazy Bee?
I can do that.
Let's check that out.
Let's make sure this is actually what it is.
Some other headlines we're tracking for you this hour. She calls herself Japan's Margaret Thatcher, and now she's following in the Iron Lady's footsteps. Sanae Takaichi has been elected to be the country's first female prime minister. She's a member of the ultra-conservative wing of the country's Liberal Democrat Party and is expected to govern like her mentor, the late Prime Minister Shinzo Abe. Police releasing a photo of the woman they say left a newborn baby in a New York.
That's just run through of the topics.
Great. Okay. We'll just do let's see how long the article is.
It
A
doesn't look to
federal
be too bad.
Okay, in Philadelphia, a federal appeals court is set to hear arguments on Monday whether Trump's former lawyer, Lena Habba, has been unlawfully serving as the top federal prosecutor in New Jersey since earlier this year. The Third Circuit Court of Appeals has scheduled a hearing, blah, 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 which a lower court judge said in August was done with a novel series of legal and personnel moves, and that she was not lawfully serving as a U.S. attorney for New Jersey. This is just crazy. The judge's order said that her action since July could be declared void, but put his order on hold so the U.S. Justice Department could appeal. Habba is validly serving in the role under a federal statute that permits the first assistant attorney, a post she was appointed to by the Trump administration, the government said in a court briefs ahead of Monday's hearing. A similar dynamic is playing out in Nevada, where a federal judge disqualified the administration's pick to be the U.S. attorney there. In the Habba case, U.S. District Judge Matthew Braun's decision came after several people charged with federal crimes in New Jersey challenged the legality of Habba's tenure. They sought to block the charges, arguing she didn't have the authority to prosecute their cases after her 120-day term as interim U.S. attorney expired. Habba was Trump's attorney in criminal and civil proceedings before he was elected to a second term. She served as a White House advisor briefly before Trump named her as a federal prosecutor in March. Shortly after her appointment, she said in an interview she hoped to help turn New Jersey red, a rare overt political expression from a prosecutor, and she said she planned to investigate the state's Democratic governor and attorney general. She then brought a trespassing charge, eventually dropped, against Newark Mayor Ross Baraka, stemming from his visit to a federal immigration detention center. Habba later charged Democratic U.S. Representative LaMonica McIver with assault stemming from the same incident, a rare federal crime against a sitting member of Congress other than for corruption. McIver denied the charges and pleaded not guilty. The case is pending. Questions about whether Habba would continue in the job arose in July when her temporary appointment was ending, and it became clear New Jersey's two Democrat U.S. Senators, Cory Booker and Andy Kim, would not back her appointment. With her appointment expiring, federal judges in New Jersey exercised their power under the law to replace Habba with a career prosecutor who had served as her second in command. U.S. Attorney General Pam Bondi then fired that prosecutor installed by the judges and renamed Habba as acting U.S. Attorney. The Justice Department said the judges acted prematurely and said Trump had the authority to appoint his preferred candidate to enforce federal laws in the state. Braun's ruling said the president's appointment are still subject to the time limits and power sharing rules laid out in federal law.
I mean, if every other state had to vote on it to let that person be in the case, you know, the senators and everyone had to agree, why can't New Jersey do it? Why is New Jersey different? I don't get this.
I don't like the idea that these judges have the right to decide, to get together and decide who's going to be the attorney general for that.
Well, she was only supposed to be there temporary until a different candidate became available.
I understand that. But once that expired, right, and they didn't put forth a candidate, okay, these federal judges got together and picked her second in command as the person to be in charge.
Yeah, but then Pam Bondi turned around and fired the woman so they couldn't use her.
And I don't disagree with that. As far as personnel matters go, for that position, what does a group of federal judges have to do with picking the candidate?
Well,
If
shouldn't the
any,
state pick who their attorney general is?
do you mean the citizens?
Yeah, I mean, that's what isn't that who is in charge of that, or do the courts appoint them
Well,
on the
that's
lower
what
level?
that's what this is saying. That when her tenure was up, when they didn't put forth a candidate, then the group of judges in New Jersey got together and say, "Ooh, who are we going to pick? We're going to put somebody in her place." They're the ones that got to make the pick because the Trump administration or somebody dropped the ball on the hiring process. Okay? So then the judges, and this is going on, this is everywhere across the country. It's happening in Nevada as well. Okay? So somebody dropped the ball in the hiring process. The judges got together and said, "Oh, we're going to pick Crazy B for Nevada and D in New Jersey." And
Well,
meanwhile,
if they're the federal judges for that area, that and it's part of their job description, then they have the right to do that.
well, and I'm saying I don't like it. Why are they doing that? Why aren't the citizens voting on who the candidate would be? Right?
I don't know.
I
I'm
mean,
not sure.
if it's a political appointment, somebody in the government, whoever is in charge of the judges, the U.S. attorneys for the different states, their HR people suck. They dropped the ball in being able to put her forward. Now, what's interesting though is they said that Booker and Kim wouldn't support her. So, how many other? You knew that none of the Dems were going to back her. I
Yeah.
mean, she was Trump's personal attorney, so she was never going to get in other than the way that she did. Pam Bondi got rid of her predecessor, and
Competition.
yeah,
That's kind of looks bad on the administration, though.
yeah, it does. I don't disagree. They messed up on this one big time. Yep.
They
See, and
really look bad.
this is an example of Crazy B and myself calling out the right of how the mistakes that they're making.
Yeah.
They have issues. You know what I mean? And we're going to call them out as well, at least as I see it. This was a huge mistake on their part. It was not necessary. And again, then we're going through litigation again. And how much money does that cost? And guess what? Guess who's paying it? People, you are taxpayers. You're paying for this shit. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
An illegal alien isn't paying for it. You're paying for it. Brought to you by President Trump's messed up HR team.
Yep. They could have done much better.
Mm-hmm.
And they could have made it look impartial by not firing the person who was supposed to take her place per the state's idea. I mean,
Right.
it looks bad. It really does look bad that Bondi went and fired her just before she was supposed to take over.
Right.
And they said that Habba would only be in for a short time. It was going to be temporary till they could get a replacement. And as soon as they pick a replacement, they fire the replacement? That looks weird.
Yeah, that is. No, the plan had been for her to be in there the whole time. That was the issue.
Yeah, but a lot of people aren't going to back her in New Jersey because she's not a Democrat. So they forced Democrats to, too bad, here's a Republican anyways.
Right.
That kind of goes against that goes against the people's will.
Well, does it? Because the federal judges are all Democrats and they brought in a Democrat.
That's their right to do that. Just like if it was two Republicans who brought in a Republican, I wouldn't hear too many people complaining about that one, would I?
Well, that's where I'm saying Trump's administration messed up on the process.
Mm-hmm.
So, all right, what's up next?
This one.
Oh, I'm just gonna, yeah. Oh, we'll talk about this in generalities. So,
Okay.
here's your update on the shutdown. Okay, Crazy B, you say it because I don't want to mess it up.
Okay.
So hold up 1 second. Let me just set it up for you. So, first off, national gas prices have fallen below $3 per gallon, the lowest since 2020. Unfortunately, here in Pennsylvania, well, where we're at, Eric is paying $3.54 a gallon, and oh my gosh, I can't remember now what Texas is paying.
Didn't we just
$2.61, I think. How
hold
much
on a
are you?
second? Did we pay $2.37 or $2.73 yesterday for gas? $2.37. Yeah, it was $2.37 a gallon.
And we're paying $3.54, but we have that corrupt,
Idiots.
State taxes that are supposed to go to fix the roads. But guess what? Our roads aren't fixed anyway. So with that being said, I have numerous information that I could deluge you with regarding the shutdown. However, we did talk either yesterday or I can't remember about how we were going to present this. And in summation of both the right and the left, Crazy B, have at it.
I said they got their logo wrong. It should be a jackass and a mule because one is stupid and the other is stubborn.
Mm-hmm.
Is that mule
That's
just
it.
a donkey horse?
That's exactly where we're at in the shutdown. The left
You know
is
what?
saying,
My son just corrected me. I'm an idiot. It should be a donkey and a mule. Because a mule is a cross between a donkey and a horse, which is known as a jackass. I had it backwards. It should be a donkey and a mule.
well, that's okay.
I'll get it right one day.
They get the gist.
Yes. Stubborn and stupid.
There you go. And the issue, the mainstream media, not one of them will ask the question, why are the Republicans holding out? Okay?
Mm-hmm.
And, well, so JJ, at $4.50 and $6, that is significantly lower than what I saw during the C word going on. Are we allowed to say that now?
I think so. As long
Okay.
as you don't talk too badly about it or the medical practices around it.
Yeah. So the mainstream media will not ask the left, well, why is it that the right is refusing to sit down and talk with you, which is not, according to them, not true. And they won't ask the question of why the healthcare is such a big to do, and that's something that we'll get into later about. Healthcare is the linchpin in this. My wish is to make it to the 71 days so he could fire 750,000 people and we could reduce the size of government. I don't think that's going to happen because the holidays are coming, and I think he's going to take the heat and people will be back to work.
I
So,
don't know. Schumer is going to have to come to the table. Chuck Schumer is
mhm.
going to have to come to the table because I don't think the Republicans are going to back down on this.
I hope you're right. I mean, it's time. If they back down, I don't know. We need another something or other. We really do. Uh, it just is, the lies that are being told.
Mm-hmm.
The biggest reason in regard to healthcare, there were comments made. Oh, there are people that are gonna their premiums are gonna skyrocket to $2,000 a month. Okay, I want to see the receipts to that. I want to know the reason why. I want to know what insurance company it is. Why is
Yeah,
this? Okay, in Tennessee, 6 rural hospitals are going to be closing. Do you know why?
because they're
Because,
rural and there's not enough people there anymore. Oh,
well, if they're
sorry.
not, if they don't receive the federal funding, right, to support them, the reason they were getting federal funding in the first place is, guess who uses them as PCPs? Guess who goes to specialists at these hospitals?
People who get Medicaid and Medicare because it's easier than trying to wait for a doctor's office or the undocumented.
Illegal aliens are utilizing services in emergency rooms as primary care physicians, receiving all of the tests, everything that you get as somebody that holds your health insurance through your company, a private carrier, somebody on Medicare, even Medicaid. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
Illegal aliens are utilizing and have driven up the costs associated with healthcare. I told you before, the insurance company, the hospitals, nobody is going to lose money one way or another.
Emergency rooms stopped asking questions about that kind of stuff. They were told they have to treat someone no matter what,
Mhm.
whether they're able to pay or not,
Yep.
and that drove up the healthcare cost.
Yes, ma'am. And that means that people that can pay or do pay for their health care, your costs and your premiums are going up because of it.
And those who are on Medicaid and Medicare, you're getting the shittier end of the care options
That is correct. Absolutely correct.
because nobody wants to take Medicaid anymore. Don't pay enough.
Hmm. And the Republicans are trying to hold the line and say, look, if we cave to the demands of the Democrats, then their health care is going to go it's out of control already. Obamacare is just sucks. And we can have a discussion about that. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
it's just horrendous. So the whole issue that the exchange and everything is the way to go is a whole nother story. It's a horrendous thing since that came out. So for them to turn around and say, the Republicans are holding everybody hostage because they won't permit health care for all, what they're
Mm-hmm.
saying is health care for illegal aliens is what they're saying. And I
Yeah.
am all for keeping them out for as long as frickin' possible. I'm sorry. We talked about it Friday. Every day, companies let people go. You're called in on Friday and said, Crazy B, thank you for your 5 years of service. It's no longer needed. And guess what? You get nothing. There's no severance package for
Yep.
you, there's no party for you. You know what I mean? They don't say, here's a
Actually,
$1,500.
I think they were more glad I left a couple of my jobs than they were sad to see me go.
Me
I would
too.
almost be certain that was the
Uh-huh.
case.
I think they jumped up and down sometimes when I left.
I think they waited till I left and then had the party.
Yeah, me too. And there's no hotel room for you to go to, after you can't pay your rent. There's no place that you're not given a $1,500 month debit card, free food, a little moped to drive around to make a living, your
Yep.
education, everything's taken care of for you. That's not being done for the American citizen. And and the Republicans aren't getting that messaging out. You know what I mean? They're not
Yeah.
saying it in such a way that,
Well, because there's something in that bill that if they do say something, it's going to come back to bite them, that they slipped something into that bill that's undesirable by their people.
probably. But Chip Roy and Rand Paul are usually the great watchdogs of, what the hell's in the budget. And they really should go back to presenting, one bill, one budget, one whatever, instead of thousands of pages of documents that you got to
Yep.
read overnight and try to vote on.
Yep. No, I'm
So,
glad they're dragging this out. I hate that there's people who are suffering because of it, but it's
So do I.
something that needs to happen.
Yes. And it's one of the best ways. Everybody says we want the size of government to be reduced, that the reach is too big. So this is the best way to have these people let go. And again, I don't like to see any of that. I've been on the receiving end of that myself, so I know what it feels like. However, it needs to be done. And I had to laugh because they were trying to find some monies to pay some government workers, and Hakeem was like, no, we're not going to vote for that at all, because how do we decide who's who and who gets what and who? I mean,
Eye roll.
I mean, it's torture to watch some of this shit. So
Yeah. It's messed up, but I pray that the Republicans dig their heels in and tell them to go shove that bill where the sun don't shine.
likewise. All right, and you said you had one last thing?
No, this was it.
Oh, I thought you said you had a
Oh, I do have one more. Oh, yeah, I do have a short. Shit, sorry. Ay, ay, ay. My brain, it's foggy. All right. This is affirmative action versus earning it, I believe.
Yes.
Or something on those lines.
Yeah.
I would not have the job that I have. Chances are, if it was not for affirmative action. So.
Oh, you didn't earn it.
I don't understand what you're saying by that. What do you mean?
You said, yeah. Hold on, sir.
If you got that job on account of affirmative action, well, you ain't worth the salt to go in your food. Did you know why? If you was worth anything, you would need affirmative action. What do I need affirmative action to get a job? If you get it, you can't hold it because you don't know what to do. And you saying that somebody's supposed to give you, ain't nobody supposed to give you nothing. America is built on individuality. And nobody don't have to give me no opportunity. I make my opportunity. This is what freedom means.
Amen. I love the older black men who hold to that.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Jesse Lee Peterson. Yes, JJ. He is one of my favorite. Oops. Nope, that was the wrong one. This one.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Jesse Lee Peterson and these other older black men who are schooling these younger kids, you don't need affirmative action. Learn how to do the job. Do it right. Do it good. Do it as long as you can. And you don't need affirmative action. Plain and simple.
Right. Do you want to, did we miss anything in the comments at all? Did you?
I posted the ones of importance, and then JJ put the government diet shedding all the deadbeat, save the strong, efficient ones.
Yeah, I don't know how
Uh,
they're going to determine that. Well, who's? Oh, yeah, right.
uh, yeah, I think I got all the comments that popped in. I don't know. There was one from Four Corners that I thought was hilarious. That at the end of the march, they should hand out free walkers.
If you make it to the end, you get a walker.
Yeah.
There you go.
Uh,
You get a king's walker, right?
we'll give you a golden walker.
Yeah, there you go. There you go.
So yeah, that about sums up today. I think we
Okay.
covered quite a lot. Actually, we covered almost everything. There was a couple things, like I said, when you pasted the link over for some reason, or when what one of I there were the ground news. It was basically the No Kings ground news one repeated 3 times. So I saved the original points that you had written in there, and just put wrong link, and we'll deal with that later.
Is that the one that came in through the DMs?
No, these ones were already in the show notes.
Hmm.
Yeah, I'm not sure what happened, but it loves to do that to you.
Well, you know what? You know what it does is they're legit articles. Okay, I don't know what's going on. There were 3 articles.
Yeah, but
Okay,
you
for
it
some
probably gave you
reason,
the ground news link.
no. So when I go, and sorry, chat and anybody listening, but
Unless
when
you know
I
how to
go,
fix this.
yeah, when I go in, I go to the actual page that has, let's say it's Women's Day. You know what I mean? And we're learning how to knit. And
Uh-huh.
there's a summary of how to knit, and I go to the Women's Day page and it has the instructions. That's what I'm sending over, but apparently it's just populating the summary 3 times.
Yeah.
So it's not pulling the actual document. I don't know how to fix that. We'll mess with
I
that.
Yeah, we'll have to
Yeah,
play with it later, maybe do a screen share so I
yeah,
can see how the process is,
yeah,
and maybe we can figure it out that way. But either
yeah.
way, we'll get to
All
that
right.
tomorrow since we're going to be covering more of it tomorrow.
Yeah, maybe. If I'm around, I might just jump off the bridge. I don't know.
Ah, don't do that. Don't do
Yeah,
that.
yeah, we'll see. Anyway, I'm done for the day. I'm headed to bed. I'm tired. I got our little monster man coming tomorrow, so we shall see
Yeah.
everybody at 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We appreciate everybody joining Rex Sisters. Please don't forget to like, follow, comment, share, and subscribe. We need every little like and follow that we could get to increase our numbers on Rumble and YouTube. So if you haven't done so, please do so. We'd greatly appreciate it. And with that, Crazy B, it's up to you.
Yep. I'm going to say stay safe, stay sane, stay sober, and we'll catch y'all on the next one. Have a good night.
Good night.